We're at 710 Dragway. It is race day. Got a free entry race, a $2,000 pot. Got 8-car minimum. I don't think we'll have a problem getting that. There's like 4 or 5 of us here already. I'm hoping that everybody wants to split the pot again at 4 cars. But you know how that goes. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, you know, we might get a grudge racer in here and they may not want to split. So I get it. I understand. I got it. My car run good Thursday night. So at the end of the night, I did check my wastegate again just to be sure that it was operating properly. And it was mostly operating properly. It felt just a little bit sticky. And so I took it off this morning. And so when I took it off, it was just a little sticky. It wasn't hard and it wasn't completely gone, but it was just a little sticky. So I took the wastegate off again. So you can see I've got the wastegate and I've got Gold Bond. I've got it's triple action relief, cooling, absorbing, and itch relieving. And so I got to thinking when I was, you know, we put the grease in it, and then I started thinking, I was like, well, none of my other wastegates have ever had that in it. And so I was like, they're mostly just dry. And so my old one that I just took off, you know, the other week that this one replaced, it was dry on the inside. And so I took some of that handy dandy body powder and I put in the inside. I smeared it on the silicone. And what was funny is after I smeared it on the silicone, it suddenly got very slick. So we'll see how it works. It feels a lot better. You see, I got a little bit of it on the downpipe there. But so we're about to put this thing back on, and it feels like it is working superb. And so I'm hoping that, you know, I won't have to take this thing off again. But I've got 10 ounces of Gold Bond. So if I need to lubricate it every pass, I can get this wastegate on and off in about 10 minutes. So it doesn't take me but a second. So not really that big a deal. And I know that's killing y'all, that I'm gonna use nut powder on my wastegate. All right, in like 2.2 seconds, wastegate is back on and attached. So it's ready to go. You always gotta make sure that these stay hooked up properly, otherwise you will be in bad trouble. This one goes to the side of the wastegate. That's always the one that goes to the compressor housing. That's what pushes the wastegate up. This is the one that pushes the wastegate closed, the one on the bottom or the top. Yes, sir. Bro, ain't you supposed to work on these things not at the track?
We do our best work at it.
I didn't even get it when it was jacked up about 4 feet a minute ago.
Yeah.
Always working on these things.
It's not a self-healing one, that's for sure.
Self? No, that's a good idea. Mine is, my wastegate now has nut powder on it.
Right.
So hopefully the nut powder will make my wastegate work properly.
Hey, working on your balls, you gotta work on the wastegate, you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. My junk is ready. It is ready. I've got to, all I gotta do is load the tune-up in it from what I had at Galot, the first pass, not the second pass. I'm also gonna jump under there and do an anti-roll bar change real fast, since it did go left a little bit. Shouldn't be that big a deal though. I'm gonna make the driver's side just 1 round longer. All right, so I'm under here gonna make an anti-roll bar adjustment real fast. So the car was going left, and so when the car goes left, that means on the anti-roll bar on the driver's side, you have to make this link longer or the passenger side shorter. And so what that does is that just gives it preload to make it so that it doesn't twist quite as much or steer. So so that's what I'm gonna do. So I've loosened these nuts already, and so I need it to go longer. And you want to make sure, this is a custom anti-roll bar that I built. So these links are a little big, but you want to make sure you're going the right way. So that tightened it up. And you see I've got a mark there, so that mark was forward. And I should get distance between these nuts. So I'm gonna go 1 round longer. That's a half a round, and that's 1 round. And so now I'm 1 round longer, and that's gonna be some preload. And I'm not sitting in the car, and that doesn't matter for this. When you're setting it up initially, you do want to have somebody sitting in the car, and usually I set it up neutral. And then when it sets up neutral, if it steers one way or the other, then you adjust the preload. But so for the purpose of, you know, changing it, you know, it doesn't matter if anybody's in the car or not, because you know you're changing it a set amount. And usually I move in 1 round increments. There's a lot of people that move in half a round increments. nothing wrong with that. But from what I've seen, a half a round typically on this car is not quite enough. So that's why I did it. So the anti-roll bar is now adjusted. All right, sir.
All right, how y'all doing?
Good seeing you. Good seeing
All
you.
right, bring the stomach around here.
All right, so here we are at 17 again. They've got their drag on. They hadn't really started spraying it yet because it's been so hot on the track. The track looks good. It's got good rubber base on it. Oh yeah, it's got a real good base. They hadn't started spraying it yet. Chris, do that again. Blow the glove up. Are you full of hot air, cuz?
Full of shit.
Oh. And he did not bring the Ranger. The spot is empty over there. He got a good pass with it the other night at Darlington. So he's happy.
Yep, we're happy for now.
So he's working on it.
All right, bring the stomach on down here.
So Shannon's up there. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. J. Malcolm.
Turbo Mustang.
Been watching forever. There's a lot of videographers out here today.
OSK Media.
Oh, nice meeting you. All right. All right, shakedown number 1 is in the books. We got into a little bit of tire shake. For the most part, though, it went. I did have to drive it real bad. I mean, I had to drive it back to the right pretty severely. It's just one of those things. I think when I done the wheelie at the track the other day at Galot, I think it was either I was pointing left a little bit or either maybe it just the groove was going kind of that way. So I just got under there, readjusted the anti-roll bar the same way it was earlier at Galot, because down track I was having to steer it pretty hard to the left. It was trying to cross the center lane. Me and Shannon both, he shook the tires also. Sun just got off the track, so the track wasn't going to be great. It's just one of those things. I mean, when me and Shannon are side by side, we boys and we come out of the same camp, but when we side by side, we trying to turn on that wind light. and so both of us drove it through some tire shake. He's gone now to make another pass because guess what? Me and him drew each other first round. So me and Shannon got each other first round. Go figure. It is what it is. We did end up with 8 cars. So got a good payout. $1,000 to the winner, $500 to runner-up, and $250 to the semifinals. So that's awesome. So we got bloodbath first round. We just pulled the data log. The wastegate stuck again. So that's why you see a wastegate stuck up there. I just basically put my old one back on. So this is the new one. You see it's got a nice shiny valve. It's all pretty. The one I got on there is exactly like this, but now the diaphragm on the other one that was leaking CO2 before is not really leaking. So, you know, there again, we're going to do a video at some point in the future on what to bring to the racetrack. In my little trailer and in the back of my Excursion, I've got about everything you could need to rebuild a race car. If I've got it, it's a mobile shop, and I'm gonna try to fix it. So that wastegate, when I took it off, instead of throwing it in the trash, I threw it in the top of the trailer up there just to keep. So hopefully it'll work good for me. It'll work, and I think I'm gonna just I'm gonna go away from this style, which that just means I gotta cut the flange off, take the crossover off. I'm gonna buy another one. I'm gonna buy another cheap one, because this one right here, I don't even know what name brand that thing is, but that one right there is like 7 or 8 years old, and it has never given me an ounce of trouble. So I'm probably going to jinx it. Now the one I just put on there is probably going to work fine, and the old one is probably going to be a problematic problem. I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, so we got Shannon first round coming up here in a second. He's up there. He's trying to scoot up there. He just made a suspension change. We're going to try to scoot up there and see if it worked or not. He's trying to get me. I got to win a second ago in shakedowns, but shakedowns don't matter. First round coming up. Got me and Shannon. Heavy. Who y'all got? Y'all got Stray Bullet? Heavy against Stray Bullet.
That's Cap Gun.
Cap Gun.
He used to have it.
Terry Wayne with his little 302 turbo. Charles Dorman. It's plumb crazy. Donald. And then Terry Wayne Sr. Y'all two got each other?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, we're about to do first round. Okay, so it could not have picked a better time for the wastegate to stick again. I had to race Shannon. Anytime when you're racing your teammate, it's always hard. But wastegate stuck. It boost creeped again. This is the second boost. This is a totally different wastegate. So I don't understand. Maybe it's placement. I mean, the thing that gets me, the thing I don't understand is the wastegate is not stuck. I've got a couple data logs where I say it's 30 pounds of dome pressure, makes dead on 30 pounds of boost. And that pass, I knew I needed to go a little faster, so I had 35 pounds of dome pressure, so it should make 35 pounds. It made 40, so it's not bad off. Tune-up's fine, tune-up's great. I'm not scared of 40 pounds of boost. I'm not scared of 45 pounds of boost. I don't necessarily want it there, but it needed to be there on that pass against Shannon. But we both took off. We both had decent trees, and he run a really fast ET. The track was really good, so we both went really fast. So we went, that's a career best for me down here by a pretty good margin. We're happy. The only problem is my front bumper extension, it come off. We done blowed it off. So Randy's down there now, since he's a professional body man. He is reattaching. He's reattaching the front bumper. We're cooling it down. It's ready to go. I think we have the orange car next round, Stray Bullet. I think he got the win. That's the one that last time had me all in my feelings and I was all hyped up. But the pot is already split this time. It's like I said, it's 1,000 to win, 500 runner up, and then 250, 250. Made just for the hell of it. Just ask them and say, hey, y'all want to split that pot up? It's kind of funny. I probably won't do that though. So I mean, you know, they seem like they're in a little better mood today from down here looking at them anyway. So, you know, that's a good thing. And the funny thing is, what's hilarious is on the pass that we just made, one of the boys from the Stray Bullet team, I don't know which one it was one that was talking mad smack to us last time. He asked Randy, he said, right when me and Shannon were getting in the car buckling in, he asked Randy, he said, what lane y'all got? And Randy said, we got left lane. And he went and told his other buddy right there that was standing there, he said, I got left lane for 10 bucks. So maybe we earned some respect when we got them last time. I hope so anyway. I mean, it's all in fun. We're having a good time, but it's fun. What do you think, Happy? Are you having fun?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This is Happy Emmett. He come to join us today. We're having a blast. Boy, look how good the car looks in that light through the camera. Now look at it outside the camera. Now look at it through the camera. Boy, let's get in the camera. The camera, something does, man, it looks awesome. This is a solid, like, 20-footer on the paint job. So, but it is what it is. We got them next round. They're calling us as long as if we can't get that bumper back on, we found the pop rivets and we found the pop rivet gun. So Randy is working on doing something. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he is working on it. If we can't get it on, we're gonna run it without the bumper. We'll take the bumper off. I ain't scared. All right, second round coming up. All right, we're down to the semifinals. Stray Bullet, the old copper beater, Hellboy back there, and plumb crazy. We got left lane. bout did not end well. I was not trying to be real good on the tree, and I was really late, like way late. So luckily I was able to run them down. I didn't have any hiccups, you know, shaking the tires or any of that stuff. So, but the car run good. It run really good. So we got us another win. Do what?
You were like Randy Eller late.
I was Randy Eller late.
Yeah.
I was so late that was like I gave him the break essentially. He had to have. He said he was going for the tree, and I believe it. He had to have a 00 something light, and I had a 264 light. I was trying to go like 100. I was focusing on not going red because when I raced against Shannon, you know, I had a pretty good tree. I don't like being too fast on the tree, so I was just trying not to red light. So I was trying not to red light, but that's a bad idea apparently because I'm really slow when that happens. So we got to the finals. It was going to be us and Hellboy with the beautiful blue and the blue Mustang, the beautiful blue Mustang. And there's son Terry Wayne with that other beautiful red single turbo Mustang that was in our class as well. It either busted the oil pan or the radiator or something, and it got in this fluid, and so it crashed into the wall. So they got massive amounts of oil and fluid on the track, and with it being so late, they just went ahead and called the race for the night because they're going to basically have to scrape that section where it slammed down to where it stopped, which was about 150 feet. They're going to have to scrape it down to the bare concrete. So that's just not going to be able to happen tonight. So they called the race, so everybody's packing up and leaving. So we're going to split the purse up. It was 1,005, so we get 750 bucks a piece. Anytime I can leave with money in my pocket and it's a net gain, that's a win for me. And you know, I think we had a car that was going to be very difficult to beat. I mean, I laid down two very solid licks within a half a tenth of each other. And the other thing, good news on that last pass, I got no boost creep. I had 35 pounds of dome pressure and it made 33 pounds of boost. Something I did in between that round from where it did creep a little bit, I did notice on the CO2 pressure line, the way I had it teed, it comes from the bottle, comes up, and I was in the straight leg of the tee going to that wastegate that I kept having getting sticking. And so what I did is I run it into the short leg of the tee, and then that way it gets equal dome pressure to each side, each wastegate, to each one. You know, I don't know if that's what did it or not, but it's very possible. I mean, you know, CO2 is going to, pressure is pressure, but these things are constantly cycling the solenoid. So it's not like it's there and it holds it because it's not an airtight system. So, you know, it did rock solid that time. Wastegate feels good now. You know, hopefully it's fixed. We'll see. We're going to be racing again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have a good outing tomorrow over at Rico. Appreciate y'all watching and joining in. If y'all will comment, like, and subscribe if you've not already done it. We're going to go get paid. We got some win lights, and we had fun. We had a blast. See y'all next time. Thanks.